Day 49 of my journey. The final day at long last. We defeated the burnt ivory king and put him out of his misery. And we finally gave Vendrick all 4 monarch crowns. And our final reward was the ability to no longer go hollow, as long as we wear one of those crowns. This is why we came to these lands, in order to find a cure for our curse. And we found it at long last. But what makes a monarch? Because Vendrick, the Old Iron King, the Sunken King, the Ivory King, they all fell. No matter what they did, their kingdoms came and fell. Everything they did not matter in the end. Is that to be my fate if I'm to become monarch? I'm not even sure I would want that for myself. I've seen what happens to monarchs in these lands. Is this really what I want? I don't think it is. But I do know one thing. I gotta keep on walking forward and finish this. What's going on there, everybody? Hope you're having a fantastic morning, because I most certainly am. My name is Azurblade, and welcome to the finale of Dark Souls 2. Oh, does it feel great to say that. It's good to see you again, Emmy. You've been a major help during this entire adventure. Let's talk to you one more time.
Bearer of the curse, I will always be at your side until hope has fully withered. For when the undead dies, not all undead are hollows, but all hollows were once undead.
You still have the same dialogue. Well, it was good seeing you again one last time, Emmy. But I gotta go to my final destination, back in Drangleic Castle. Alright, here we are. Let's put on the King's Ring one last time. And open the door. We gotta go back here again. And there's another fight waiting for us back here. And it can only be activated once you've defeated the Giant Lord and got the Giant's kinship. Now, I don't particularly care for the final boss, so I'm just gonna go absolutely crazy with lightning damage. And I'm going to sacrifice my defense and my HP just so I can bring her down as fast as possible, because you can probably guess who the final boss is going to be. I mean, we've tied up pretty much every single loose end in this game except for one, and that is the Queen herself, Nashandra. And if you recall, in the final conversation we had with Vendrick, he even mentioned that she had a major problem coveting power. So, that's what we're going to be doing, is taking her out and finally decide once and for all what it is we are going to do. And you got a bunch of summon signs here. Bradley of the Old Guard, Head of Vengarl, and Benhard of Jugo. But I don't want to have any of them helping me. Some fights are just meant to be taken on alone, so let's do this thing.
Brave undead. You have proven yourself to me. Now, be one with the dark.
I don't think so, Nashandra. Let's bring her down once and for all. Everything that's happened in this kingdom is because of this woman right here. So let's just take her out and avenge all the people suffering at the hands of this woman. Okay, now, I'm not done with you just yet. Give me another wilted dusk herb. Now, her gimmick is that she throws a bunch of these cursed orbs, and she'll try to whittle down your health by cursing you over and over and over again. But if you use the hollow skin, you get that 1000 curse resistance. So that's what you can do to make this fight really easy. Not that that was even difficult. Goodbye, Nishandra. And good riddance.
Many monarchs have come and gone. One drowned in poison, another succumbed to flame. Still another slumbers in the realm of ice. Not one of them stood here. As you do now. You, conqueror of adversities. Give us your answer.
And now it's time for one more fight. We gotta fight Aldia. And this fight will only happen if you answer yes to all his questions. So this fight is very easy to miss. And we got some really depressing music here. But seriously, Aldia, what did you do to yourself that you turned into this? I would really like to know. Okay, now, Aldia himself isn't a great fight, but he's got major lore, so I'd say he's worth fighting just once. Because there's so much lore that you can get by fighting him. That was a lot of damage. And to think, I'm not even part of the Covenant of Champions and he did that much damage to me. Let's have another wilted dusk herb. Okay, excellent. And now that I've got that done, when he's on fire like that, he will take significantly less damage. So when he's no longer on fire, that's your chance to hit him with your strong attacks. Because now that he's on fire, he hardly took any damage there. Oh boy. Not good. Alright, good. That's a good hit. And that's a really good hit. Now, it is generally a good idea to have some good fire resistance against Aldia here because of his flame attacks. So what I'm gonna do is use an Elizabeth mushroom so I can brute force my way with heals. Oh no. Ow! That actually really hurt. Alright, let's have another one. Oh, wow, that's a lot more damage than I suspected. Oh, no. I am not dying to Aldia. No freaking way. I forgot that his flames actually get a lot stronger in this second half of his fight. Let's heal myself with the Elizabeth mushrooms and stack a Sacred Oath on top of it so I take less damage. And he's gone. Where's he going? Oh, he's teleporting on top of me. Yeah! Roar to the heavens. Can I hit him from here? I can, but it barely did anything. Let's take a sip of the old flask. And his flames should disappear any moment now. Come on, Aldia. There they go. Now, ow! Get up, character. Oh, I'm so close to killing him. Come on. Let's take a double sip of the old flask. And, oh, there he goes. Over there. Bring him down. Nice, I got him. Victory has been achieved.
I will carry and remain here patiently. The throne will certainly receive you, but the question remains. Would you tell me? Light, dark, or something else entirely?
And there we go. The throne is right there. The whole reason we came to these lands in the first place was so we could do something about our curse, and we were told that the throne was the key to that. But we have our crown that can prevent us from hollowing. And we've seen what happens to the other monarchs of these lands. They all failed. One turned hollow, another died and turned into the old Iron King from the sunken Iron King, the demon in the magma. We don't even know what happened to the sunken king. And the Ivory King gave his life to save the world from the old chaos. Do I really want to be a monarch and sacrifice myself the way they did? No. I don't think I do. I think there's another pathway for me. Another path where I don't have to sacrifice myself to a kingdom that will not even benefit me. I'm gonna walk away.
There is no path. Beyond the same light, beyond the reach of dawn. What could possibly await us? And yet we seek it insatiably. Such is our fate.
There it is. It feels very surreal to be at this credits sequence after all this time. It's been 9 months since I begun this Let's Play, and it's finally done. Wow, I can't believe it. It's not even my longest Let's Play, but it's taken the longest to complete, just about. It's very bittersweet, I'm not gonna lie. So that was Dark Souls 2. A bipolar game with extreme highs and bottom of the barrel lows. And I love this game. This game was how I met a bunch of my best friends. My best friend Austin, who I met on this game 11 years ago. We hit it off after a while, and we still hang out today. My old friend Ninjinx, who hasn't been around for almost a decade now. We used to play this game a lot together as well. And he was amazing at this game. I treasure this game with all my heart. It may not be the best game in the series, but it's got soul. Even when the game doesn't succeed in everything it tries, there's effort here. There's soul here. It tries new things, even though not all of them work out. And I love that about this game. It could have very easily have just been like Dark Souls 1 and not tried anything new. It could have just been more the same, but no. It tried new things, like the power stancing. I love that so much. There's a lot more areas. Even though not all of them are great, it still feels like an adventure. And I love how interconnected the world feels at the very beginning. Once you make it to Bajula, there's 4 different places you can go. One of them's blocked off by that petrifying statue, but if you had a fragrant branch of yore, you could immediately go to Shaded Woods. You can go to the Forest of Fallen Giants, or Hyde's Tower of Flame, or if you get the Silver Cat Ring, you could even go to the Grave of the Saints and then the Gutter. I love that so much. It's that interconnected world that these first 2 games have that makes it feel so special. But Dark Souls 2 in particular really feels like an adventure at times. And the Gutter's one such example of that, because it's just like, you keep going further down, you make it to the bottom of the well and you make it to the Grave of Saints and you think you're at the bottom, only for an entire underground city being there with the Gutter. And then you make it to the bottom of that and you think you've made it to the bottom finally, only for it to go even deeper with the Sunken City. And then you finally make it to the bottom and there's a poisoned dragon resting at the bottom. That's peak fantasy adventure right there, and I love that. Now, granted, the world design isn't always a good thing in this game. It doesn't make much sense that you go up the elevator in Earthen Peak to go to the old Iron Keep. I don't know how that works in the world, but it's kind of nonsensical. But then you also have No Man's Wharf taking the boat to the Lost Bastille, and then finding the prison with the Lost Sinner in it, who tried to link the First Flame, and that links back to the lore of the first game. That's really cool. I like the fact that all of the lore from the first game isn't outright told to you. You have to read the item descriptions and figure out what's a reference to what. And I like that. It's not a, hey, this is from Dark Souls 1. Aren't we awesome for referencing it? Because it's been an unspeakable amount of time since the first game took place, so it makes sense that not many people, or if any, would know anything about that world. Because everyone that was a part of that world is dead at this point, just about, with a few exceptions. Man. It's so bittersweet being done with this game, though. I hope I showed some of you guys that this game isn't completely bad, because Dark Souls 2 sadly has a bad reputation amongst a lot of people for being a really bad game. And while I agree with some people's grievances, I think that they are over-exaggerated. I think Dark Souls 2 deserves to stand proud with Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3. And in some ways, I like Dark Souls 2 more than the other 2 games. Granted, this was the first of the trilogy that I managed to beat, even though I played the first game first, so there's special nostalgia there for me. Plus, I met one of my best friends for life through this game, so I got that going for me too, but this game does have its issues. It's got some really bad boss fights in areas, and I will be the first to admit that. The Twin Dragon Riders and the Gargoyle boss fights are not very good fights. The Gutter and all the optional areas and the DLCs are horrendous. And Shrine of Amana is very brutal if you're a melee-only character. This game is very much better when you're playing it with friends. And that's one thing I've come to accept about this game. It's a co-op game more than it is a solo game. You can play it on your own, and you can beat it if you know what you're doing. But it is so much more fun if you're playing it with a group of friends. A good group of friends. And I'm blessed enough to have that group of friends. And if you guys are watching this, you guys are fucking amazing, and I am thankful for every day that we spend together. And I'm thankful for all of you that watch my videos too. I'm thankful for all of you. But I've got little else to say, so I'm just gonna stop talking now and let you guys enjoy the rest of these credits. Goodbye, everyone, and thank you so much for watching my Let's Play of Dark Souls 2.